All right. Shalom, salama, siemi, shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world. Right now, I'm here reporting from. Give me a second, brother. Give me a second, brother. I'm here reporting from Slave Castle here in Elmina. Right behind me is the door of return, but this used to be the door of no return. So right now, you're actually joining me as I'm here finishing up the tour, but I'm going to have you just kind of follow with me as we're finishing the tour. So, again, greetings, everyone. I hope you all are able to kind of see, and I'm gonna and here we go. So I don't know if we all know this word, aqua. The meaning, you are welcome. It originates from the Akan word, meaning ako, abba. You've left and you've returned. So when we say akwaba, we say medas. So akwaba, medas, medas. That is aqua. Medasi. Medawasi. I thought it was Medawasi. 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 I can say medas. 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 It was revealed when Barack Obama visited the castle, believing that Michelle claims she can trace her ancestry back to marriage. So in the year 2009, he came here and revealed this flag. We are done with the tour, but I would like to share something with all of us. So we can see the dungeons are empty, meaning that slavery had ended. Mm-hmm. Ideally, or slavery had ended. We have tribalism, racism, trafficking, child trafficking. Yes. When we find ourselves in any uncomfortable situation where we are being picked on, we should be able to voice out. Because maybe the person is doing it to me, but unknowingly he doesn't know he's treating me bad. But you have to point that the person that no, what you are doing is wrong. I'm not the best person to tell you about the history of this country. They've seen a lot of things. They've had mouths to talk. We have been the best people or the best things to talk to us about this. So thank you for visiting this castle. And I'm Joshua. Was nice. Yes, I'm quite Joshua. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the tour. I appreciate it. At the other place and talk about it. Okay. So, family, you're gonna have to forgive me because when I'm taking live video, I don't want to have other people come on in, especially if they haven't consented to being, photographed. But this is it. This is where a lot of our ancestors came through, and this wasn't just the only one. This is one of the main ones that they were able to really restore. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this is a little holding area. It's a little dungeon area. These are a lot of the dungeons. This one really didn't give a name, but a lot of the stuff that they have here is, very it's very eye-opening. It's very eye-opening how they would place us and cramp us into these spaces. That right there, you can't even really go through. They would actually drop people down there, and they'd have ladders to check the folks to make sure that they're still alive.
So go ahead, please like, share, subscribe. Let folks know that, I'm coming here live. This is another one. Please drop people down if you were trying to literally fight for your life. Because I think people kind of knew, once you ended up here, your life was never going to be the same. At least not that generation. Those all old cannonballs. So I was trying to get a drink real quick. It's hot. And I was so excited. The only thing I had to eat today was just a fresh coconut. That's all my electrolytes came from today, because we surely headed out of Ghana this time about 6 in the morning. Let me go ahead and show you the ocean and give you a little bit of a better context. Let me adjust this. So these are all the old mortars. Those are the cannons. So as we were going through the tour guide was saying, you know, these are the rocks that obviously they had been, a little bit, they got modernized, but you have really a natural lagoon over there. So boats can kind of come into the tide and, then go on out to the sea. And then there'll be boats there on the horizon waiting on the goods. And those goods will be us. Those goods will be our forefathers, our ancestors. So that's the castle right there. So this castle, this will be the last thing that they turn around, they look at and they see. Problem is, is that when they come on out, especially being in the dungeons for months on end, up to 3-4 months, this will be the last little bit of, yeah, we're gonna hit Amina and then the bath, in the last bath. We can't do that. Everything is the same as this one. So maybe let's do the bath then. Let's do the bath. Elmina, there's a lot of nice beaches. Okay. Like the beaches over there are very. Have you been to Elmina? Yeah, the beaches are very nice. Yeah, we're gonna do the bath because I know Winston has said let's do the bath. What's the bath? It's where the slaves got washed. So then we need to go to Asim Mansour rather. Yeah. So let's go to the baths right now, and then we can get back on the road so we don't have that much traffic getting into going back in the car. Because Emila Castle and this side the same. Yeah. So they're explaining the castles. All the castles were the same. This castle was in hands of the Europeans, 5 different nations. The first the Portuguese, then it was like the Dutch, the Swedes. Then it finally made it into the hands of the Brits, and then the Brits turned it on over to Ghana back in the 1900s. Believe it or not, they used this castle as a shrine in certain parts. This is all a big rock. This is all a rock. Look at that. This is where you have your little port areas, and I can't tell you I'm a Navy person, but these are a lot of the different, look at the natural breakers there. So you really couldn't come up to the water like this unless your ship gets really messed up. And they fortified it with tons of cannonballs. Those are all the mortars. Those are all the decaying cannons. But yeah, this place is solid. This place was built to last. It was first constructed in 1482. Think about that. 1482. And you tell me 1492 wasn't all about a commercial endeavor of sending us to other places. You better believe it was. So yeah, just giving you the Covenant Awakenings Hood Tour. Giving you the YouTube live stream tour. Hopefully yeah, that was the door of no return. And then on the outside they have it as door of return, but then they called it the door of no return. Obviously, that's where that was. So I'm just gonna stay here for a couple minutes longer. The internet connection around here is obviously relatively pretty good because, definitely much of a tourist trap. I want to say tourist trap, but it's something. Yeah, see, the only way that you could escape is if you tried to go into that sea, but then those rocks would literally bust you up. It was just a big old rock. It's just a big old rock that's hewn out of the waves and the elements of the sea coming through, being sand blasted, wind blasted, you name it. And then you could kind of see the cliffs in the distance. It's very interesting. So I'm going to be kind of walking and talking as I come on out of here because yeah, we finished up with the tour. If you came in just a few minutes ago, we got the last of the tour. Sorry, drinking some water because that heat doesn't play. Was the tour surreal? Absolutely. Shoot, this whole place is surreal. This is one of the centers of enterprise that they had for what they were doing. They would fight wars. And the thing is, like I was telling folks, wars just aren't fought via guns and ammunition. That's a byproduct. You already have a war going on now. That war is actually called tariffs and economic policy, embargoes, things that limit trade. This is all this was. This is their fight over their god. And the tour, one of the tour guide, her name was Josephia. Josephia. Don't get me the line. Just what? Tetua. Esther. Tetua Esther. Thank you, Gideon. Appreciate it. She was saying, what type of God did they serve? Well, we already know the God that they served. They just rebranded it as Christianity. We already knew the God that they served was the same God that they serve when there are Greeks, Romans, Babylonians, Egyptians, you name it, whatever they had commandeered. This is just the newest dietetical practice that they had that they were able to commandeer. So now I'm going to be heading back on in. you all will definitely be able to get this on replay, just to kind of give you the courtyard. They explain these are graves right here and how these graves, I don't know. Some of them were significant, but the significance to me wasn't really too significant, I guess. But see, look at this thing. You think this is a bowling ball? You try to roll that thing down a little lane, I think we'll bust up all the wood. Yeah, don't break your hand, Gideon. We don't have I don't have the insurance for that one. Okay, so be calling Winston. Winston, Karis owes me money. I broke my hand on the cannonball. Nobody told you to pick up the cannonball, Winston. Gideon. So yeah, so we're coming on out of here. Just getting to right here. These are some books. I'm gonna say this. Um, how much are these books cost? One, the small one. This one. You bring the silver. Indigenous slavery. No slavery, no. All right. How much is that? 300 cities. 300 CDs. All right. 300 CDs. See, I can't even sell that now. She already done told you the price because I was gonna say, well, this is 300 CDs, so I'm gonna be selling this for $65. 65. You pay for shipping and handling. See, she already done messed up my business plan. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I'm gonna see if somebody here is on my live stream. We're gonna do this like TikTok. You know, if you want this, when I bring this on back, we're gonna have to have a live bid. We have these books right here. A lot of them. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It's better for you all to come and see this for yourselves and get the understanding, because it's not just about being in the video. It's literally about the feeling that you get, the smells that you smell. When you go down into the dungeon, they turn off the light. And my channel. When you see all that, when you view all that, this is where you see it. They're trying to get that cell. They're trying to get that cell. Look, anybody 60, 60, 75, 65, 70, 70. Do I have 80? Look, I'm telling you, it's cheaper if you get it from me. Look, Trump done messed up everything with now global postage. You buy that book right now, that book is going to cost you at least $280 just to ship it to the United States. So just let me know. I only charge $199.99. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Postage to the United States has literally decreased by 80% in like the last 2-3 weeks. It's crazy. It is crazy. So do you think that they're now doing economic damage to themselves? All right, let's go. Let's go. There'll be plenty of opportunities, family. But one of the things is that, yeah, you all have to come on out here and take a look for yourselves. We are going to be heading on over to the bath. My driver is going to be taking us. He knows where that location is at. So hopefully I can get on over there before the broadcast ends. But we're coming into here. All right, thank you. So I was trying to upload this into a short. The internet connection wasn't really the most favorable. But when you come on into the slave castle, you have a lot of these pictures here of African diaspora and African continent. So with Douglass and Rosa Parks, and then they have Nyeri, who believe he was over in Tanzania, and Nkrumah, believe he was definitely here. Yep, in Ghana. We they know that we are part of the struggle in this, and then being in that struggle, understanding how that struggle goes, is something that they know that they continue to deal with every single day. So this is something, family, that we have here. How you doing? How you doing? Okay. Visit was good. Visit was good. Visit was good. So now you can check out check our paintings. Remember, I showed you the paintings when you came. Yeah, I want to. I'm here. The African Mars. So here you go. Yeah. That's the Jinyami, God. Jinyami? Jinyami, a sub God. Yeah, that's okay. The God. You know how much I do for you. Well, we'll see on this program probably. Okay, here we go. Oh, I went to after you check out my pictures. Let's go to the shop. All right, give me a second. I got some business. Got some business to take care of. We got some business to take care of. The one that you welcome. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, sorry, family. I'm here trying to trying to do some things right here with the locals. And yeah, listen, you put it on the back. Yeah. Make sure I got that. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. So, all right. Thank you, Gideon. All right. So here we go. You have some pictures right there. Yeah, there's the cow leather. Cow leather right there. Oh wow, yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Look at that. That's actually pretty nice. I said she like this one. Who here? Look, I'm just gonna say, look, you got the hit me up on Cash App. You only have like 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes if so. Yeah. This is actually what I was looking for, was these type of beads. This type of beads. Yeah. This is actually what I was looking for. These are actually pretty nice. And this is yellow. Oh, that. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'll start seeing inside. Oh, interesting. Yes, let's go inside. Interesting. So I'm gonna come on in here at the shop. The shop is just right next to um the dungeon. Yes, they got the drums. These are the fan, like this one. Got the fans. Look at that, the fans. I guess I'm turning into a Ghanaian because I'm trying to sell y'all some Ghanaian stuff too. uh, no, this is nice. So and these are definitely good quality products. So that's just gonna be a little interesting getting into my luggage right there. So that's gonna be an out. Well, other than that, these are some of the things that I would get going to Tanzania. And so but this is a shop right here. They got some. Well, we don't want any Greek stuff, but this is interesting. You got to remember, a lot of this stuff was, there. A lot of the people that came over first, not, look, they had affiliations. You see all the Greek stuff, so their minds already blown. So we can't really. It's it takes a little bit of time to get them, out of that. Well, how many of our people are still stuck in that culture from college? From Ghana. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. So, yep. Okay. Oh, there you go. You see? When we go to market, so when you go to market, you can just hold it like this. So this is how it is, and when you open it, you're gonna play like this. Yeah, it's a purse that zips up. You see that it all zips up. Am I coming through clear? Let me know if I'm coming through clear. You got some little tobacco pipes. The shot glass. You got shot glasses. The fridge magnet. And there's the pen style. You're gonna put your pen style, put it in your office. You have your pens. I like that. Your pens inside. Oh, the pens. Okay. They got little pens right there. There you go. See, international commerce. You see that international commerce right here. Right at that's the very best. So show your love for the continent. Show your love for the continent. You have a lot of great artisans, craftsmen that come on out here. A lot of clothes. They even have jerseys and things of that nature. So yeah. So yeah. This is So these are the bracelets, and then it comes with the names, and we have the Ghana flag right here. Yeah. Open like this when you put your hand in, and then you close it like this. Okay. Yeah. So these are 4 pieces, and these are some of the artwork I'd like to show you. Yeah. These are some of the. Yeah. And this is the Four Sisters, and this is the pot that they used to fetch water back in the days. Yeah. This is the artwork. I'm about to make some trips on out here. The elephant, yeah. And this is the Ghana boats. And this one comes with the fabric. Mm-hmm. That's actually very nice. Yeah. And this is the firewood that our sister used to cook. Mm-hmm. And this is the African mama going to sell. Mm-hmm. Yes. And this is the talking drum. Yes. Back in the days, this is what our ancestors they used to talking to the people. When the chief want to communicate people, they have a phone to make a call. So this is what they used to call people. Very good. Same as talking about that the three sisters will be together. Look at that. What do you think, y'all? Yeah. This support the Africa. You support the Africa small business, and then this is what we do to support our families in the village, and this is what we do to support our education too. So you guys have to come down and then Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back, family. Had to. So, so this is where. I'm hungry this afternoon, please. Wait, I'm hungry this afternoon. Yes, support you $5. Give me just a sec. What's your other line? Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Trying to help this brother on out. Yes, thank you very much. May God bless you. God bless you. So there's a lot of things that go on here. There you go. There you go. All right, take care. All right, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye, price. All right. Okay, so I'm back. Let's see if I can get this AC on. All right, so we're coming up on out of here. Let me get back to this camera. So we're. Okay, thank you. Take care. So we're headed now to the bath. Last bath. Last bath. Well, maybe I can't have fun. Me got down. No, left side. Maybe I can't have a year. Okay, okay. Bye bye. I want to go and give it to my daughters. Okay, yeah, I have that for my kids. Yeah. Yeah. So now we're heading. Look, as I'm driving up on out of here, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. As I'm driving up on out of here, just think about our ancestors that when they came here, they didn't have a chance to do what I'm actually doing. They had no chance. I'm able to literally drive out of here, and their last destination was the ship. I know this doesn't seem like much to a lot of people, and you know what? That's okay. That's however they feel, however the Most High deals with them. It's a little it's a little crowded up in here. Just a little crowded. But this is again, it's a coastal town, but their town is, there's a little bit of infamy, right? You're here because literally you're here because literally your town was historically built on slavery. It was historically built on the slave trade. And I'm not knocking it because people have to do what they've got to do. But I think, though, that in terms of the accommodations and being accommodating for, you know, a return of our people that's been long due. Let's just say, look, we have work to do on both sides. We have work to do on both sides. So this is this is your Ghana right here. That many may not necessarily see the traditional views. Because most people don't want to have this look. But you got to remember this. You got to understand what's the actual reality here on the ground. So when you understand the reality on the ground, you actually have an idea of how to proceed and how to move forward. You got folks right there selling their jewelry, their wares. You got your dolls. You got your Kajabi drivers or Pajazis, I think. I think that's what it's called, Pajazis. So yeah, this is definitely it's definitely interesting. I'm glad that we got on out early. So when I was in the car, getting to the car, basically a lot of the folks that come in, they surround you, they hawk you down to get a sale. That's just how that goes. So just got to be patient with people. Just like this traffic, got to be patient with people. Yeah, but this traffic should probably break. You can tell this is kind of their downtown area, their downtown district. Yeah, but going back to that castle, it was very eye opening in terms of, you know, the pictures don't give it justice. The pictures don't give it justice. And you could tell some African Americans or African diasporan a mile away. We have a different build, we have a different look, a different feature. Sorry, but we do. There's that ever so slight countenance about us. But when you understand what was done, then you realize they were looking for that distinct um, tribe. Oh, sorry. Just trying to find my words. They were looking for, the they knew who they were looking for. Let's just say this. They knew who they were looking for. And because they knew who they were looking for, a lot of folks, a lot of these folks are the descendants of those tribes in the area that had to succumb to transatlantic slavery. Right or wrong, I know people will get mad and say, well, Africans sold us. That's a little easy. Yeah, that's too easy. I would say, Africans sold us, yes and no. The reality was it was the Europeans that sold it, so don't get it twisted. But you also have to remember that if you weren't helping in the slave trade, what did you then become? And these folks here were understanding the horrors. But I'm here. I'm not holding back in terms of, well, I want to censor, I want to make sure things look good, and I want to make sure that, we see the best. No, listen, to me, I'm sorry. You got to see the worst. So you have the expectations of what the best is going to look like. Because you want to know why? They know what the best looks like. And that's what they've asked. Can we make something better? Can we do something better? Look, you realize that if we had about 5 to 10 years, I'm just telling you this, 5 to 10 years, if we had 5 to 10 years and we went carte blanche with their input, with their knowledge, with their understanding, with the resources, guess what? Ghana wouldn't just transform. West Africa wouldn't just transform. All of Africa would literally transform. In as little as 5 to 10 years. I really truly believe it. Because once people see something, they understand something, and they look at things that they know is their fit, then what do? Man, we do it big. Once we know it's our fit, we do it big. And then we innovate, and then we make it simpler, and we make it easier, and we make it to where it can be transferable, because then we teach people how to do it, and we teach our brothers and sisters how to get it done, so then we can see the quality and do the quality control, because now we know what quality control looks like. And then guess what? They know what it looks like. And then guess what? It becomes a continued cycle.
Yeah, often. But I can't know it. Akaru, and one way. It's smart. Now I'm correct. Because we see highway now. Okay. Thank you.
Metawasi.
Yeah. It does.
Metawasi. Metawasi. I've been working on my thank you. So now we're getting on to the main road here. Look, I get tired of the fact when it's like, oh man, we gotta work on our reparations and work on getting money. For who? To get money for who? Because all I can think of, if we're getting money, all we're going to do is put money right back into their pockets, and it's going to be like, okay. And if we don't put the money back in their pockets, then they're just going to devalue the money, and then they're going to be like, hey, sorry, we gave you the money, and well, and inevitably everything collapsed because you were taking the money up on out of here. The game is literally, it's just a crapshoot. The bars look real nice. The the churches and the bars are the ones that are looking real nice. But you have the Anglican churches, you have all these churches, and one of the disturbing things was they would literally hold services on top of the Africans that they were enslaving. How can you worship?
This is Western.
Okay. How does that work? No, it actually works the way that it was designed to work. It worked the way that the Babylonian beast system was designed to work. That you would think. Okay, there's a little college and school up there in the distance. Let's see if I can get a little bit picture. That's a little bit better. Yeah, these roads actually are pretty good right about here. Because it was a little interesting getting on out here. We have a vehicle that actually works. That process was pretty janky. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty janky. All right. So, Gideon, you know where the baths are at?
Uh,
The last baths.
I went there before.
Okay. Are we going there?
Mhm.
Okay. So we're going to the last baths. And so looks like those buildings are probably condemned. Some folks that come in here and like, yeah, they may not really be able to build, or they build and may not just have any upkeep. So looks like this is like some ministry buildings, and there's the college. Yeah, out of Cell College, out of Salem. Now we're here. We're back up on the highway. And it's literally a highway, kind of rising above the little coastal areas. So in that direction, that's the water. So we're right here in the water. And then you have here, these are little plantations or farms right here. See that was a building that collapsed. You can tell. So that's one of the things that you got to be careful about. but usually the cell phone's a little bit. The locals are saying hi to one another. You know how we do. You see our boy, hey, you see your girl. Hey man, I saw you the other day. I didn't say nothing to you. That's not how we do. We say something to each other. Hey man, we definitely are an interesting people because literally we see our mannerisms here. The funny thing is, uh, when I grew up in South Jersey, growing up with my grandmother, she would make the black eyed peas with rice. And, because my grandmother, she was kind of awake, not all the way awake, That's just how that goes. Our people kind of knew better, but it was like, whatever. She made the black eyed peas and rice with the ham hock. But my grandmother would also make, okra and tomatoes. And the funny thing about it is, okra and tomatoes, they just call it kind of the like stew, the red stew. That's what they would kind of call it here. But now you can do that with however you want to do it. But here, like my grandmother would always have, Tabasco, Tabasco hot sauce. And she'd always tell my brother and I, like, hey, you need to put some hot sauce in there. My brother and I would be like, it's too hot. Tabasco's too hot. Crystals, that's what it was. We'd have the crystals. That blue label on the white. But that was a staple of literally all of our diets. And then to realize that that's what they make here. And they make that sucker spicy. And my grandmother used to she loved that rice. But that was what was literally passed to us. But over the course of time, we would have, red beans and rice, black eyed peas and rice, kidney beans and rice, succotash with rice. Come on now. Some of the easiest meals that we still make today is what? Chicken and rice with hot sauce. You know how we are on that rice. We doctor it up. That's what we say. We doctor it up. And the funny thing is that that's literally how they do that, especially with the jollof or the jollof rice. Doctor it up. So all these dishes, they're literally just staples of what our culture was that we were just able to kind of preserve in even the most menial and minuscule manners. So we're kind of climbing a little bit more out of Cape Coast. We're still within Cape Coast. It goes for another maybe 4 or 5 kilometers. But you'll see they have a or they have a castle in the distance. It's actually called Amsterdam. Pop and John. Yep. Oh, that's funny. You have a lot of folks around here. A lot of nice, beautiful homes, apartments. They do a lot of, multifamily level apartments. So they may be like a big home, but what they do is, the family would then that bought the land, they'd live in like one section of that land or one level of the home. Rarely would you find that it'll be like more, just one family in a pretty good sized home. You know, that's rarely. So yeah. So now this is kind of getting towards the end um, of Cape Coast proper. A lot of churches on over here: Pentecost, Assemblies of God, Methodists, because you had to subdue people. And the easiest manner and method to subdue people is through religion. Crazy. And why? Because you would literally just take the religion that we knew, we actually understood, we could relate with it because that was literally our story that just got twisted. They don't want to tell you that that their religion was based off of the continent. They couldn't do it because honestly, why would you do that and lose control? You can't lose control. You have to have a loss. If you have a loss of control, remember, they think that then their heaven, their paradise, this is their paradise, this is their heaven on earth, then becomes hell on earth for reclaiming who they are and what that means. I'll let you know. They know prophecy. But what are they going to do? They're going to fight tooth and nail because they think that they could actually battle against the Most High. We all know it's a futile battle, but guess what you're going to do? You're going to continue to battle nonetheless. Because when you deal wickedly, you're just going to continue to do what? To do wicked. Okay, we're coming back up to here. Okay, this gets us to N1. N1 will actually bring us all the way into Accra.
Confirm. I say, quite bad. I call Asimansu. Asimansu. Better now. Oh, go straight. Remember with your wife. Tenwa. And I station side road. Go station. Go straight. Go straight. Right. Okay. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you. Get some directions on over here. Yeah, this is crazy. The You have a lot of people that have like they put them on posters that they're not just prophets. They have people that are saying that they're even the Messiah. White folks and black folks declaring that. It's so interesting. But we already knew what the word would declare about this day. I was trying to see if I could find that poster because it had the Messiah is here. And then you had another person said that he was the Messiah, as a black dude, and the other person said that the Messiah was here. Well, you already know. You already know what that was, who that ilk was, without going into any details. You can use your imaginations. When I see that and look at those types of images, all I can think of is, well, they're saying that because this is their last gasp for breath. This is it. But you have to also remember that this region had been destroyed because of the amount of. So, neocolonialization all literally started courtesy of Rome, courtesy of heavy religious influence. Because if you didn't have, that type of heavy, quote unquote, religious influence, quote unquote, if you didn't accept it, guess what? You either get shipped away or you get deleted. So a lot of the people that were actually getting shipped were very much the folks that were the rebels. I'd encourage you all to get on to go to the tour. If you're able to come over to Ghana, this really to me is a good starting ground. Okay. So, looks like we may have another shakedown if we go through another shakedown, let's just so yeah. So we're gonna yeah. So we got another Okay, sorry, I'm back. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I didn't realize that the baths were like so far out the way. So because we're out here kind of in the middle of the country, or not country. Well, we're out here a good ways. It's probably like a good now like 10, 15 miles out the way. And I don't know how much longer the internet will hold on. So with that, family, you all have a blessed one. And with that, shalom, salama, siemi, shalom, peace and blessings, yasharel.